that's it, goodbye Kuwait. Just made it to the bus. You gotta catch this bus across the border, costs 1 KD, and it's leaving right now, so I gotta go. I'm the only one on the bus. Not really sure what's going on. Okay, so I'm through the first checkpoint, which is an exit of Kuwait, and it's 2 or 3 kilometers, I think, to the Iraqi checkpoint. Maybe, or maybe it's just here. I don't know. But you can't walk it, you've got to take this bus. Finished a whole lot of biometric testing and stuff. Now I'm driving on a road between, well, it's at 2 checkpoints. The multi-entry visa into Kuwait, which I thought it was a multi-entry, got taken away from me, so I'm going to have to get another visa. Apparently it's a one-way visa, so another visa when I get back into Kuwait. So that's it. So I've just left the yellow bus there, and that is the border of Iraq. I don't know how long I will be at that border for, so I'm just going to go to the toilet, which is just here, hopefully. All right, idiot me, walking up to the border now. I'm still in Kuwait. That's great. They're pointing me over this way. So that was a very small border just there. That now I'm in Iraq here. I think by the flags, it's a little bit confusing. VIP around, passport control. I think that's where I need to head to. Oh, it's got a whole lot of pictures as well. Welcome to Iraq, everybody. Yeah, just through. That's a little bit, you know, whatever you'd expect. People walk at the speed of a snail. However, so I printed out my visa copy here. They took it off. They keep it there. They put a stamp in my passport. Luckily, I had my last 2 pages. I think you need a double page free for the stamp. They put a big visa across your passport. Also, knowledge that says online that you need a green exit stamp from Kuwait. I didn't need that from the airport. I came straight through, so that's not necessary. I'm now going to find a shared taxi somehow to get to Basra. Oh, people are so kind. As soon as you get out, they're accosted by taxi guys wanting to make their money, which is fair enough. However, I think that the cheapest option is not a $35 US taxi, which isn't that much considering it's so hot. I could just surrender to anything. But to walk down here, and I think this is a kind of like a security zone, so there's going to be a premium. I'm hoping there's a bus down the end there, near that big flag, and that beautiful big sign that says, welcome in English. Oh, so I think I'm in Iraq, in a kind of no man's land. Welcome to Iraq, everybody. I think officially I am here. There's the border crossing, and now I've got to find out a way of getting to Basra. Always an easy option of catching a taxi, of course, but it is stinkingly hot. Let's see if I can find a shared taxi or a bus. This is one of the things, is people just come alongside you, following you, beeping away. Oh, maybe I should get the camera out more often. That seemed to get rid of him. Whew. All right, I'm just going to walk into town until I get too hot. And then I'm probably going to surrender and catch a taxi. Well, the good news is, though, the taxi's gone from $40 down to $30. So it's been $10 worth of walking, which is good. I think if I keep going, I'll find out the lowest price I could get to Basra. Well, maybe with a sign to Basra, I might be able to hitch a lift. Whew. So made it down to Basra Museum, but it is closed being Monday, which I hadn't realized. So I've got to come back tomorrow. It is going to be about 4 hours. That costs about $5,000, about $5-6. Taxi for the airport, shared taxi costs about the same. Now I've got to find a hotel. Just got booted out of a taxi because he couldn't stop while I found a hotel. So I'm now walking down this road, which is super hot. Yeah, I think there's a hotel over there, a kilometre or so away. So this huge river here is called the Shatta Al Arab, and it's got this massive bridge. Look at that. I think it's called the Italian Bridge or something. And this beautiful walkway, which obviously no one's on because it is scorchingly hot. Anyway, I am walking to my hotel. Looks like my cards don't work, which is a bit of a bummer. In fact, it's a big bummer. And it looks like all the hotels are booked out except for the super expensive ones, because this is the second largest city, I think, in Iraq, Basra, but it's also the center of all of the oil fields, and I think like 60%, I think I read, of all the wealth of Iraq comes from this area. And as I was going through the Kuwait area, all the oil wells are there, the Iraq area and the Iran, all those three come probably within, I don't know, 100 Ks or something. You have this big blob of oil which everybody's sucking in. They're all getting angry at each other because they do horizontal deviated wells and suck each other's oil out. Anyway, this is Basra. A few police over there, it's good. And they got these boats, and apparently you can go down these boats on the river. See if we can do that. And the Saddam Hussein, one of his many palaces that he built while he was in power, he built quite a few palaces per city, I think 3 or 4 here in Basra, and part of that was so no one knew where he was staying at any night. The Basra Museum apparently is in that, so we can check it out tomorrow. Oh yeah, because my cards aren't working and the hotels are horrendously expensive, like normally $50 a night would be a huge cost for me, and at the moment they're $250. So I've just thought I'd walk around a bit and just let nature just take its course and see what happens, and see if I can get a cheaper hotel by stumbling onto something. But let's see. So I thought I'd walk along their esplanade. Well, that is a lot better. I rocked up to the cheapest hotel in town, which is all fully booked, and they have the last room. Look at this, it's just downstairs. It is like at the end of the dark corridor. But it is 45 buckaroonies versus 250, which is the next cheapest, and they do breakfast. How good is that? We're winning! Oh, I didn't realize how exhausted I was. I've just woken up. I got to the hotel, lay on the bed, and it's now 8 o'clock at night, maybe 8:30. Just gonna walk down the road, check it out, and probably get back to bed. But it's nice temperature now. It's probably only about 32. I feel a bit groggy. I've gone for a walk around and back down to the river here in the Esplanade. It's amazing, you know, a couple of things that I've immediately noticed, that most of the men here, where unlike Kuwait where most of the people are wearing the original dish dash, virtually all the men here are not in the dish dash. They're just in normal casual European clothes, if you like. They are very well groomed, lots of barbers open. But actually the women, there aren't very many women out, and the men are sitting having hookahs or playing backgammon as well as doing that, sitting around having tea. But the women that are out are dressed pretty much traditionally in their darker burqas and headscarves. So it's also like weird. A lot of people, I noticed this in Kuwait too, people are sneezing and coughing. There must be some form of COVID like there was in Russia that's going around, or some sort of disease that's going around, cold or something, which I expect to get at some point. However, unlike Kuwait and other countries where people cover their mouth, here they just sneeze. Everybody, you notice it the first couple of times and you're like, oh, that's a bit different. But here no one puts their hands to their mouth or anything. They just sneeze and let it all out. It must be a cultural sort of trait. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to find out why people don't cover their mouths here when they sneeze. And this is the main river. What's interesting is one of the things you do is take a boat ride up and down and see the palaces and see all the lights. All the bridges are lit up, which is beautiful in a kind of like Chinese neon type of way, but in a cacophony of visual pollution. It kind of works because like you've got this thing, which obviously very ugly, but that middle bit must go up and down. And then all these different color lights the lower down here, even all these bridges. It kind of feels like Egypt in that way, or Cairo if you've been there, where everything's sort of dark during the day, but everything's sort of glittered up and neoned up during the night. I'm gonna find something to eat and then wander back to bed, I think. That's what I want. I'm gonna get some boiled corn. Perfect, it's got salt and butter, I think, on it. Just what I need. So chicken and bread, I don't really know what I've ordered. I just I've just arrived in Iraq. I don't speak any Arabic. Do you have any food? And this is what the guys give me. It's cost about $8, $10 Australian. Looks good. Got some water. Grab some food. Go for a bit more of a walk.